Today, I want to do a little story time. This consists of sort of my shift in perspective and actually happened at the same time that I went from my absolute worst month making under $1,000 to my absolute best month in 30 days where I went to 10K plus months and kept consistent, and that's been almost a year ago at this point. So this perspective shift was literally what changed my mind and why I went from $500 to $900 brows after being in the industry for 3 years and just kind of stuck in this rut of like, the market's saturated, maybe I'm not good, like all of these things that kept me so low and kept me so unsuccessful. This is the moment that I really struck gold, but it came with having different experiences and experiences outside of PMU. You know, I had just kind of given up, right? It's hard to get clients, and if you don't have a system or a real strategy and you've been failed by all the agencies, you're kind of like, well, what do you do? So I got a car sales job at Mercedes. And if you've heard the story before, please just like hear me out, because if you and your perspective can be shifted because of this story, then that's a great thing to happen and, you know, fuel so many positive things moving forward with you in permanent makeup. But the sales perspective, I had said to myself, okay, I'm at least gonna like get a sales job because I feel like it's such an important skill to have. And, you know, what I learned was skills is a lot of confidence and just like a transfer of energy. And while I was in that job, I was selling Mercedes-Benz cars, which was a lot of fun, but it made me really reflect on permanent makeup as well. So just for example, like I worked with about 16 other salesmen, and we would all sell around like 13 to 17 cars every single month. Now the commission on those cars, you might think like, oh, you guys probably make a lot of money, like car salesmen in luxury cars, like definitely do. It's probably what people think about most permanent makeup artists. And it's not the case in a lot of situations, but we made about anywhere from like $300 to $800 per car. You know, if you're really, really good and experienced and seasoned, you might be like making upwards of like $1,000 to $2,000 when you can sell add-ons and stuff like that. But I was using a CRM that Mercedes-Benz had. Obviously, they have a huge brand. They have no problem selling cars and getting calls every day, getting leads every day. And I was making probably like $5,000 in a month. And something just clicked one day. And it was like, okay, we have 16 salesmen. We're all selling between, I think, what did I just say? Like 10 and 20 cars in a month. There's also a Mercedes down the street. And there's also one the town over. And there's also 30 more in like a 2-hour radius. Okay, maybe not 2 hours. But it occurred to me that there were so many cars being sold, and cars are something people get like once every, I don't even know how many years, but it's not like you're buying a new car every year. And it just occurred to me that I was like, how is this brand this big? Like, it made me realize how much opportunity and how I was stuck in this very like narrow mindset about there's not even enough ladies for me to do brows full time. Like that was kind of like my mindset, when it was really like, wow, if Mercedes-Benz can be this big and sell this many cars to like this small of an area on repeat month after month, year after year, I can figure out a way to fill my calendar with brow bookings, like at least 10 to 20 brow bookings. It's funny because the numbers were even very like comparable, right? Because the brows can be sold from like, you know, $400 to $800, $900 too. I could be making either the same or so much more, working so much less, right? We were doing 50 hours weeks in car sales and making like $5,000. So it just occurred to me that there was this huge abundance of people buying, especially in aesthetics right now. I said, you know what? I can figure out how to make this work for myself. I'm one person. There's hundreds and thousands of women who are looking for this service. Like, this is all I have to do. And I spent honestly probably about 2 full months at that job, locked in at my desk, learning, jumping on calls with like every agency, like seeing what they were doing that was good, seeing what they were doing in my own experience too, like what didn't work, and just jumping on a call with whoever would give me information. Even if that's wrong, you know, it was just like, how can I soak up? How can I learn? It was like, I need to make permanent makeup work because there's no other option. This job is killing me. I have no freedom. This was like the 9 to 5 and my permanent makeup. It was like pulling me back and forth. And I had finally said, I will do everything in my power to make this work. Luckily, and I will say it was, sent from God, but my brother was like, I want to make this work for you too. Let me use my expertise and like, let's have fun and like, let's put our heads together. And it truly was a blessing. Like, I can't say that I would really have extreme success that I have now without him, but it's utilizing your resources, it's learning, it's adapting, it's being a business owner, and it's problem solving. So when you have a problem in permanent makeup that you can't get clients, are you going to sit there and you're going to post another before and after, or are you going to learn? Are you going to like be motivated to say, this isn't working, this hasn't been working? If you've tried something for months, and I've tried something for years and it didn't work, and I was still just like, I don't know what to do. Like, you need to problem solve, you need to get on top of it, because this is what I did and this is what changed for me. And as I implemented, obviously, if you haven't been to my page before, I have an in-house marketing system which just jumpstarts and blows up your bookings. I can't even explain to you. You can absolutely book a call and I can show you exactly how. What I'm really trying to get at here is you need a plan. You need strategy that works. And if you don't have one, you need to go find one. You need to dedicate all of your time to making it work if this is something that you truly want to pursue. This is why there is that few that make it and a majority that don't. Another sort of like perspective that this gave me was consultations and talking to your customers is not an option. And I want to do a little disclaimer here too, because my first trainer ever, she was located in Alhambra, Los Angeles, and she worked in a predominantly Asian market, and she never ran paid ads a day in her life, but immediately her books were filled. Some artists absolutely do not need to solve this problem, and those artists probably aren't watching this video, which is fine. I just don't want other artists to think that I know everything and no one's ever booked until they have this crazy good strategy. This just speeds up the process and will always allow you to jack those prices higher up, and not in a unethical way, but this is how you grow. This is how real businesses in the real world, who aren't just blessed by luck, grow. So a consultation, and like I was just saying, talking to your customers is so important. Think about sales jobs, because we're in sales, right? We're selling brows. You're the salesperson, you're the service provider, you're the front desk, you're everything within your business. Selling, you conveying yourself, you are the artist. This is really, really important. So you yourself selling your brows, selling your service is a huge aspect of converting people who are interested. And take a step back. If you know anything about car sales, if you've ever bought a job, you can call Mercedes-Benz and say, hey, I'm interested in checking this car out. I'm gonna stop by maybe at 4. Cool, can I do that? And they're like, yeah, sure, stop by whenever's good. You come in, the salesperson explains the car, you do a test drive, maybe you sit down, you look at numbers, and you're free to say, oh, well, thank you. I appreciate all of your time, and I'll let you know if I end up buying this car, and maybe you do and maybe you don't. But that's the same thing with our customers, okay? We're not selling a $50 lash lift. We're selling a tattoo on your face that's honestly upwards of probably $600, $700 if you're working with an experienced artist. So you have to understand that this is part of the job. And if you want to bypass consultations, you're not going to have the same sort of income or success as you would. And I was on a call with another artist the other day, and within the first 5 minutes, she said, nope, I was in the customer service industry before. I'm not interested in doing consultations. If they want to jump on a quick call, that's fine. But otherwise, I'm not interested in doing that. And I had to say to her, I'm sorry, but the strategy that I use, the way that I have bookings, is because I put in the extra time to have them. And not even that I put in the time, but this is how you can maximize on all the people that are interested. Otherwise, they're going to go somewhere where they can establish more trust and feel comfortable in booking. So I really wanted to share those stories, because those are two huge things and perspective shifts that I've had in my journey, and that I just hear from other artists a lot of the time with their sort of limiting mindsets. And I'm gonna make a whole nother video about this, talking about if you feel constricted by your area, if you're feeling the market's too saturated, things that I hear all the time that completely might be true to you, but big picture, it's just something that you've heard and that you believe and that a large amount of people believe. And so we keep on repeating. But if you can break out of those chains, if you can see your makeup business for what it really is and what you can actually manifest and make real, I will tell you it's the most freeing and most fun thing ever, because people come to you, you get to sit there as a premium artist, you get to charge high prices, you get to just manifest and create. And I know that's been the most fun part for me in this journey, is day one, like flying to Los Angeles and saying, I'm gonna name my business this, and like, here's the vision. And now the fact that I've created this system, I help other artists then implement it in their business, and like we just get to print clients and print bookings is absolutely amazing. And obviously making a lot of money is a fun and beneficial part, but when you love the art too, like everything's so full circle. So I share this with you to help you feel inspired, to help you, continue watching some of these videos, because they're filled with knowledge. They're filled with my success and how I got there. So again, if you're an experienced artist, if you have a portfolio, if you have good reviews, and maybe you just want to be booked out and charging $900, book a call with me. I am super chill to talk to. I love to just connect. I will be completely straight up if you're a good fit or not, but let me talk to you about this in-house system. And if you can't tell just by my passion and my energy, it's what changed my entire life, not just my business, not just that I love waking up and doing permanent makeup art, but I can put a good chunk in my pocket and have freedom, have the life that I've honestly always dreamed of. And if you're a beginner artist, if you're not quite there for that like full built out booking system, you can absolutely join my school community. It has endless resources, how you can just start growing as an artist, because those things are so important. So I look forward to connecting in the next video. Have a great day.